What up, everyone? My name is Drew Young from the Kickback Lounge podcast, and today we have a clip for you guys from our latest podcast, which comes out soon, with Jake Little. And in the clip, we're talking a little bit about AI, and we actually have some AI-generated questions, and Jake decided to try to answer them in 15 seconds. So this is how it went. Hope you guys enjoy. And also, we're almost at 100K total views. So if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, and share the video, we really appreciate it. Our YouTube is the Kickback Lounge podcast. So hope you enjoy this video.
Just kind of decluttering stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Wally, they were not connected with the nature by any means.
What do you think about AI?
I'd say he's probably the flyest baller in NBA history.
Talking about artificial intelligence.
Right now, it seems like it's more of like let me put it this way. You were the first person to hit me with something where I was like, okay, that made some use out of it. It's not something I've looked into that much, so I don't have a ton of subject material that I'm saying is insubstantial. Mm-hmm. But I hadn't heard something that really got my attention until you had mentioned something that I'm not going to give away trade secrets on how you did, but that you did, and it sounded badass.
Do you want some AI-generated questions for you?
I'm down.
All right, here we go.
If fear and failure weren't a factor, what audacious goal would you set for yourself?
I'd become the governor of Missouri and then the president.
Is fear a factor?
I would say so. Hey, fear factor.
If you could have a conversation with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
It would be with Ben Franklin, and I would ask him about how he brainstormed, or I could just finish his book, which I own, so I should do that too.
How has social media influenced our perception of reality? Are we more connected or more isolated?
We're more isolated because connection, I feel like, is something that's more real in the brain. And it's affected our perception of reality because you see the worst of things and the best of things, and that can mess you up.
What's the most significant risk you've taken in your life, and how did it impact your journey?
Driving across the country to go do storm restoration in Hurricane Florence. It taught me how to do business the right way and get stuff done correctly in construction.
Jake, as an entrepreneur, you've likely faced rejection and adversity along your journey. Could you share a specific experience where you encountered a setback and how you persevered through it?
There was somebody that I had done a lot of work for, and they ended up, without having an agreement, and they ended up saying, Jake, no, someone else is going to build the roof. And I said, you know what? By the end of the day, you'll be replaced 3 times over, and I'm going to work with some folks that really appreciate what I do.
During challenging times, it's crucial to maintain self-motivation. How do you personally use adversity and rejection as sources of internal motivation to keep pushing forward? Self-care is vital for entrepreneurs. How do you prioritize your physical, mental, and emotional well-being amidst the demands of running a business?
I picked a business that involves being a people person, so it just scratches my itch in that way. You just eat the right food, you train the ways that you like, you use it to connect with other people, you keep drinking that water, and the motivation mindset is you just feel the feeling. You say, oh, it makes me negative, boom, let's go do something.
Mentorship plays a valuable role in entrepreneurship. Could you talk about the importance of finding a mentor and the impact it has had on your own personal and professional growth?
I'll tell you what, I read a book tonight by this hedge fund guy that I met over at the Berkshire Hathaway conference. He had even built roofs when he was younger. He just started up a hedge fund out of nowhere, got super successful, had some setbacks, had to build some stuff back up. Now he's happy in the newsletter business. That guy, I hope to meet him again. I liked his book.
Can Jake Little share some of his favorite success stories from working with fighters and athletes on nutrition?
Favorite success story is when one of the fighters, Adam, had to make weight 3 days in a row. That was a very unique challenge and tough to find any information on, so it just meant that there had to be confidence and communication.
As someone with right-leaning political views, what are the key principles and values that guide your political ideology?
To describe it as right-leaning is sort of a loaded question, but and honestly, ever since I started thinking about what logical fallacy that is, I just couldn't really say so. I don't want to be put in that box. I'd probably be voting for Republican, to be honest with you. Next.
Next. That was about 16 some change.
Does that answer the question, you think, or no?
Oh, yeah. It was about 16 and some change.
No, it doesn't answer the question, I think.
It
Probably
is.
not. I forgot what the second half of the question was. That's a problem.
Can you speak to the importance of free market principles and their potential impact on job creation, innovation, and economic prosperity?
The idea that people can make better decisions when they have proper exposure and incentives to the business decision at hand is a stronger argument to me than the idea that government can reliably come up with better practices.
What's your body count?
Hell no, to the no. Yeah, my name's Bishop Bullwinkle on that one.
That was funny.
So we got the AI questions in there. I told the AI a little bit about you. What do you think? Obviously, the body count one. I'll confess that was
You're gonna
me.
have to rain check
That was
today.
me.
Hey.
That was me. All right. But what do you think about the AI question? I told a little bit about your personality, and what do you think about those questions?
It's like, what do you think about the questions? Yeah, the AI bot was asking me what you thought, but they sounded like they were on an AP test in a way. Like that to me, like it would give content, multiple commas. That's what I would notice. I would say, sort of like the political views with insert something and posit it as being the case.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the stuff, it's formal stuff. I mean, the language is pretty crispy. I'm not gonna BS that one.
Yeah.
I wonder if if I used more of the questions with your name in it, if you felt like it would be more personal. What did you feel when it said your name?
This was some Ninja Mind stuff because we were just talking before the show about how I'll sneak people's name into a conversation, make those brainwaves light up a little bit. I'll tell you what, it definitely started to make me not think as much about the fact that it was AI.
Yeah.
And then it almost made me think, it was like the whole setting changed. It was like I was in a ride almost. It's like, Jacob, here you are in a certain space. What do you think about this?
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking about that. And then also, oh, wait, what am I actually going to say? And then I was like, wait, these are actually pretty serious topics too. Mm-hmm. And then kind of how I roll is I pick up speed when I see it's at about 9 seconds. It's like, okay, now here's what I will say though. I can, if you were to do a word count on how many words come out in 15 seconds, I'm racking them up.
Fair point. Do you feel, I mean, it's interesting, just AI. Do you feel like you won't be judged for your answers because it's AI?
No. I think people will take everything you say for the most part at face value, because here's the thing, you can watch somebody in a podcast say something, and when it's transcribed, that's a different, it is different. So whatever I said in response to that was, what I said. Mm-hmm. Now, a caveat that I did actually have a gummy a little earlier today. Some of the questions I can't answer, but that one, busted.
It's interesting because, I mean, I implement AI every day. I'm going to use AI to clip this podcast. There's a AI that will clip your podcast, write captions for it and everything. And like it will say, this is the subject that we talked about. This is your captions. Here's the 1 minute clip for it. It'll do that. And that was actually two AIs. That was an AI for chat. I used ChatGPT to formulate the question, so a little bit about you, and then obviously the one to speak.